Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the live stream today. So we're just going to go over the markets, why we think crypto's down. Going to go over the Bitcoin chart, work out where we think Bitcoin's going to go next, and yeah, just latest news and where the market's going to go in general. So, as you can see, we're pretty fucked at the moment. I've got Johnny here with me in the studio. Johnny, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, guys?
Cool. So yeah, chart's not looking well. We're on crypto bubbles at the moment, not looking great. We've had a couple of coins that are doing all right last week. Tel's gone up 104%, Dash is up 6.2%, Asta's up 10%, Uniswap's up 13.9%, Stark, I think Stark's going to do really well. That's currently up 8.2%. Everything else is dumping heavily at the moment. I feel like a lot of people thought that obviously we're going to come into October, it's going to be Uptober. That never happened. And then they thought, all right, it's going to be delayed to the first week of November. And we've just been going down and down since then. But it's the crypto markets. It's manipulated, and they're going to continue selling off until everyone thinks we're absolutely fucked. It's finished and it's going to zero, and that's when they're going to absolutely pump it. So I still don't believe we're in a bear market. I think we're definitely in the bull market, and it's just that corrective phase of the bull market. Obviously, look, the cycles have changed from how they were typically a 4-year cycle. I don't feel like it's changed that much, but I feel like it's massively extended, and it's a lot more manipulated due to ETFs, more institutes, more whales, big players in the space adopting Bitcoin. So I feel like we still are in the 4-year cycle, but it's just extended massively. So if we go on to Fear and Greed Index, now it was actually 15 the other day. It's currently sitting at 17. It's extremely low, and we're on the all-time chart Fear and Greed Index here. Well, basically back in 2023, actually, it's not all-time, but every single time we come down to these levels, and I actually done a video on it the other day, every single time we come down to these levels, as you can see, I've had a double bottom there and then bounced and gone up. We always bounce from these levels. Now, I think this is probably the lowest. Like, actually, Extreme Fear is like 15. So we've gone up a tiny bit. But yeah, I'm definitely looking for a bounce very, very shortly out of these levels and the market to start moving to the upside. Johnny, what's your thoughts on the market? What are you seeing?
Look, it's pretty clear we're pretty fucked at the moment. But look, last week we actually dropped about 10%. So trading around, well, Bitcoin is around 95,000. So it's a 10% drop from last week. What I'm seeing currently, we've had 2 straight weeks of outflows from funds, right? And both weeks were in excess of $1.3 billion. So, I definitely agree with what you're saying. It's very, very manipulated. The big players are definitely controlling the markets, right? 100%. So, one sec.
I think your mic's cutting out a bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I've got you now. Yeah.
Yeah, cool, perfect. So look, that's what I'm seeing. From that, the US Treasury is reportedly moving to regulatory barriers for Bitcoin and other cryptos. So, look, is that playing a part? I don't know. In the dump. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
As we go on to the Bitcoin chart, I've just got up on the screen here. So I actually did a post in Telegram channel, said around 87 to 88. I need to double check. Anyone that wants to obviously join the public channel, it's completely free. The link's in the description of the video. I'll basically put what I think Bitcoin's going to do, updates on the market, and try and give you guys as much insight as possible. I look at more the macro picture. I'm going to start looking at more short term as well, to try to find those smaller moves. But as you can see, we're currently in a level of support here. So, I mean, theoretically, we're already, the Fear and Greed Index is 17 at the moment. Now, if we're looking at the charts, we could have a bounce from here. We could come back up to, say, like the 100K level. We've had a change of character there as well. This is currently on the weekly chart. So, I mean, we could bounce from here, but I do really see us kind of falling back to second support level. Now, what it does really make sense to completely shake people out is coming down to the equilibrium. Now, with basically, if we kind of touch this line here, have like a fake out below the equilibrium and then go up from there, that also makes sense. And then we're kind of looking at roughly the 67K to 70K level. Wouldn't be surprised if that happens at all. Look, crypto does what crypto wants at the end of the day. If we go to the smaller time frames as well, let's go to the daily. So we've fallen through the daily equilibrium. Unless we bounce, use it. We could actually bounce, use that as a level of resistance, and then fall back. It's a very difficult one. I'd say we bounce from the equilibrium, and then we basically fall back to kind of go where I previously thought we were going before. But I definitely don't see this being the end of the crash. I can see us having one more crash, and then obviously the market's turning around. But obviously the question is what should we buy? There's so many cryptocurrencies out there, so many different coins. It's basically what to buy next. So, Johnny, what's your thoughts on what are you looking at? What you got your eyes on?
Yeah. So look, I'm looking at Chainlink as one of my 3 top picks. Let's say. Reason for this is, they're critical for smart contracts, right? So Chainlink provides secure, decentralized data feeds, as we all know, which are oracles. So they're essential for DeFi pricing, insurance, stable coins, proof of reserves, and real world assets, tokenization. With, I think, a big narrative is RWAs, and with more and more RWAs coming to the market, I really, really think that Chainlink are gonna absolutely fly. And they are the leading supplier of
$14 now. Shit, fair enough. I'm holding quite a bit of Chainlink. Currently sitting at $14. Went up to what in August, $24. With these kind of coins like Chainlink, I've got quite a lot of Polkadot as well. With Chainlink, Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum, these kind of coins, I never really sell them. I kind of just hold them because the stuff that they're building, the utility behind it, I really think they're going to be very. I think they're undervalued, so I think they're going to do exceptionally.
Extremely, I think extremely undervalued because as more adoption, more people come into the market, more and more projects. This is vital. Chainlink and what they're building.
All right, I'm going to give you one of mine, and this is fairly low cap, but I'm super bullish on this token. I put in $7,000 the other day into this, and it's actually Weex token. Now, if we look at the exchange tokens, just for example, BitGet's token, yeah, and BitGet is one of the most hated exchanges. I hate BitGet. I don't like them. Now, they ran from 2024 November, basically a year ago. They ran from $1 all the way up to $7. Currently sitting around $4. Previous that, like 2022, they're sitting at like 17, 18, 19p. And I don't know why people use BitGet. They're useless. They've got a bunch of lawsuits against them. I don't want to say too much, obviously, in case they get me done for slander, but they're not great. I wouldn't touch them with a barge pole. And they're going on a massive run. Market cap sitting at 2.68 billion. 24-hour volume of 75 million. And also, if we look at Qcoin's token as well, I think this is starting to go really, really well. 1.6 billion. Qcoin, Chinese exchange, is some people love it, some people hate it. Currently sitting at $12, 24-hour volume of 8 million, market cap 1.6 billion, and it was previously like $1, sitting at like $12, was at 12x, went all the way down, 37p. I think they were the lows, maybe even a bit lower than that. 33p was all-time low. So if we look at the exchange tokens, and even OKX, actually, OKX is a really, really good one. Can't actually remember what token it's called. OKB, that's one. Now, if we look at this one was moving sideways. I'm just going to mute you, Johnny, because your mic is so if we look at the OKB token, now you could pick this up when they launched for like what, $1.60, and then it's moving sideways for a while. It's going up couple of X, and it launched back in May 2019. Yeah, you had to wait quite a while, but if you're holding that, you bought that at $1. It's sitting at $114. It went up to $226. So I think if we go back to the Weex token, the market cap is 2.4 billion. All right. Now, if we go back to the Weex token, I'm just going to unmute Johnny again. John, unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we go back to the Weex token, it's currently sitting at $113 million market cap. 24-hour volume of 5 million, FEV 174 million, got 1.6 million holders, total supply 6 billion. They do have a lot of supply locked up. They're doing a lot of token burns as well. And they're fairly new in terms of some exchanges. So I just feel like the potential, this could easily do like a 10 to 20x, 15 to 20x. So I made an investment in this. It's gone down a tiny bit. I think my average price was like 0.033 or 32. So it's gone down a tiny bit. I put a small amount of money in the other day, and I'm just going to keep DCA in it. I think it's going to do really, really well. The company's expanded massively. It's a non-KYC exchange. So yeah, I think Weex token is definitely a hidden gem. What's your next one on the list?
My next one, pull up the SUI chart.
SUI is one of my favorite projects as well, but it's not performing great, to be honest. $1.71 it's gone down to.
It's so look, the coins I'm picking I think are at a huge discount. Look, with SUI, they've got such a strong ecosystem, right? And it's growing very, very, very quick. So it's very, it's becoming a hub for high performance games, advanced DeFi protocols, high frequency trading platforms, NFTs, digital commerce, and again, they're tapping into RWAs. But I think because it's one of the fastest growing ecosystems, I really think that people are going to flock to using SUI. I really think so. So pull up, what's the current price? Yeah, 1.71. Look, it has dipped quite a bit.
1.72,
yeah, I really think it's gonna go on a big run, really big
run. I think the average price on SUI was like $3.
Oh shit!
Good time to enter it.
I think it's a great time to enter SUI. Really good time to enter.
Oh wow, wicked all the way down 60p. That was that flash crash, and no one could.
I was just going to say that would be that flash crash.
Yeah, we look. If they've kind of had a break of structure there, so it would make sense to go back to 230. Mm-hmm. So nearly a 50% increase, kind of a bit less than that. Yeah. It's difficult finding these hidden gems at the moment because some of them are going to really, like, you look at what's it called, Zcash, Dark Network as well. That's starting to do really well. Some coins are just randomly pumping. It's just kind of waiting for that confirmation, finding some good utilities that are going to reverse or at least have chance of reversing.
Exactly.
The thing is, there's so many different coins. It's hard to, the liquidity is spread so thin. So you really need to be careful when picking certain projects.
100%, and it's about filtering out the noise. It's like, is this coin actually useful, or is it just self pumped and it's just a load of noise and ultimately goes to nothing, right?
No, 100%. All right, let's go to my next one, guys. As you know, I'm a massive Hyperliquid fan as well.
Yeah, you got him really. You had a really good entry on Hyperliquid.
One sec. All right, so Hyperliquid's currently sitting at $38. Also, with the comments, can we see the comments on the screen?
Let's have a look.
They got a whole new layout on StreamYard, so I don't know if I've set it up right.
One sec.
All right, cool. So with Hyperliquid, anyone that's following me, I've probably said it 1,000 times, so you know what's coming next, is I bought this at $4.40. Very proud moment. Market cap $13 billion. 24-hour volume 376 million. And Hyperliquid is basically a fully decentralized exchange. So you just connect your wallet and you can trade, and they have a hell of a lot of volume. Tokenomics are very, very good. They basically give a lot of airdrops and tokens back to the community, and then the money that they make on fees and basically the ecosystem will be pumped back into the token to support it. And it's like literally a 100% community-driven token. So it's doing exceptionally well. I think we're going to see a couple of $100 in the mid to long term for Hyperliquid. Currently sitting at $38, but it seems to be holding its price. Like even if you look at kind of, especially when it launched, like it launched back in November last year, it's just been going up since then. It hasn't really fallen back that much. Obviously, it fell back to what, $10. Then from $10, it ran to $57, $58, and then it's only really fallen back to $38. So it's holding a lot better than most of the other coins. If you put it in perspective, because a lot of the coins they've run to maybe like $6 or $7, then they're falling back to $1 or $1.50. So this hasn't even fallen really like 50%, I don't think. Hasn't fallen that much. Let's pull up the charts. So where are we on daily chart? Yeah, 23%. Currently 20% fallback. Obviously, when it had that massive week down, that's 65%. But that was a Binance manipulation. So obviously it shot back up after. But yeah, we're only down 20% from previous all-time high, which is pretty good. And we're at a massive level of support here. So I feel like this one and the next coin I'm going to be speaking about are absolutely going to rock it when the market turns around. And I think the market is about to turn around. So Johnny, what's your next one?
My next one is TON. All right, do you want to pull up the chart?
I think TON, I've got a lot of TON, but I feel like it's a more longer term play.
All right, so look, why I'm bullish on TON is that everyone in the crypto space is on Telegram, right? So, you know, TON, Telegram, they're linked, and, you know, Telegram have already experimented, with TON-based payments. So if they can get TON integrated fully with Telegram, I think the adoption will be absolutely huge, absolutely huge. You know, it's targeting mass market adoptions through payments and micro payments. They're again quite heavy in gaming and stable coins and tokenized services. So I honestly think TON, yes, I think you're right. It's a much larger, longer vision with TON, but I think the adoption that it will eventually get with Telegram is going to be massive, absolutely huge. Again, it's at a very, very good price, in my opinion. Not financial advice.
$1.83 at the moment. Previous all-time high is $7.20. You just need that reversal. I think people get confidence from TON once it starts to reverse, because the problem is it hasn't had that reversal. Like it launched, it's fallen back, had a double top here, double bottom, double top, and it's just continued to fall. I've got a lot of TON. I'm very, very bullish on TON. I think it will do well. It makes sense. Telegram has 1 billion odd users. But it just needs that reversal. I think it's where they would do it. They tried all the Telegram games and then payments and stuff, and it didn't really work. That kind of lasted 5 minutes and then died out. So they really need like more of a use case for the token, which will need to be in the system.
Yeah, I think so. But I think if they obviously can find that, as I said, look, everyone in crypto, you know, uses Telegram. As more and more people come, you know, to crypto, because what is it? It's like 7% of the world, you know, sort of own crypto. But as the world, you know, wakes up, we've got more users. I think TON and obviously Telegram, they go hand in hand. I think it's going to really, really do well.
Cool. All right. let's go on to my next one, Asta. So Asta and Hyperliquid are like competitors. So Asta's actually owned by CZ from Binance, and it's like a competitor of Hyperliquid. So it's a bit funny that I put them like kind of both in one thing. But I think Asta's going to do exceptionally well. If we just go onto the charts here, you can see it's already started to have that reversal. Now we're on the daily chart. If we just go down to the 4 hour, because it launched fairly not that long ago, a few months ago, September. I got into Asta at around, I think, 43p or 47p. I can't remember now. And then it ran up to $2.43, and now it's still in profit, still like a 2.5 or nearly a 3x. So yeah, I think, look, the next, just looking at the charts here, it's looking quite good. We just really need to break above the equilibrium at $1.58. That's on a 4 hour. If we go short term, it's looking pretty bullish on the short term as well. What I'm going to do as well, for anyone that's watching that obviously doesn't understand about crypto, I've got these indicators that are very user friendly, very good for beginners. I'm going to do a video on it, and it's very, very handy and helpful. So if you just literally want to go onto the charts and you don't want to draw everything out yourself, you just put on these indicators and it's got everything drawn out for you. It's just like completely on point, and they're very, very accurate if you know how to use them and if you know what to use them with, combined with some other indicators. But Asta's looking really, really bullish, and I feel like CZ is obviously trying to flip Hyperliquid. So it's currently sitting at $1.23, but let's look at the market cap. Market cap is currently 2.49 billion. What's the market cap for Hyperliquid again? I feel like it's 6 billion. 13 billion. Okay, fine. I got that one wrong. All right. So Hyperliquid's sitting at 13 billion. Asta's sitting at 2 billion. I feel like there's so much room to the upside for Asta. Could have like a cup and handle here and there, well, like there, and then basically go back slightly, but then we'll be going back up to like $2. Definitely going to be buying some more Asta. I might even long it from these levels, because we've had like a change of character, moving sideways, coiling up, probably going to fall back slightly, and then bomb. I think we'll be off on the next leg up. I can see us kind of coming into a good run shortly. Obviously, if we look at the fear and greed index, it was at like 17, and how much lower can it really go? We're going to have a fake out to the upside. Fear and greed index goes up a bit, and then we fall back, have a double bottom, and then kind of reset. It's very difficult to work out exactly what's going to happen. So if you are trading, obviously make sure you have tight stop losses and don't full port your accounts. Did you go over all of your coins, John? Here?
Yeah, they were my three. They were my three. Where do you see the market going in the next?
1 minute, Johnny. Why do you feel that Sui will touch the $3 price zone in the coming months? I thought it might just top out $2, $2.30. That's just someone from the audience. 1 minute. Let's go on the Sui chart. Where do you think it goes to, Johnny? $3? Did you say?
Sorry, that was the comment.
No, I know, but where did you? Sui touch $3? Did you say it touched $3, or I said it touched $3?
No, I think you did.
In the long term, yeah, looking at the charts and the TA is difficult. But I mean, if you look here, we're coming down to have had a touch there, touch here, touch there. If we do have a reversal now, I think we're going to be off, and I think we're going to completely fly through $3. Obviously, we need to the next point to get past will be $3 around the equilibrium. Now, this is on the daily chart. If we go down to the 4 hour chart, we just need to really have that reversal. That's the thing. We need to coil up. We need to start edging up. And we need to start breaking through. Until that happens, I think it's going to be difficult to see really where it predicts. A lot of people are saying that we're in a bear market, but I don't think we are. I'm pretty confident that we're not in a bear market. They're just shaking everyone out until people end up selling their bags. There's extreme fear in the market. Everyone's had enough. Everyone thinks it's over. Confidence goes down in all asset classes, and then bomb. Then that's when we send. Let's go to the next one. What's happening at XRP? Huge dump on the project, and why? I think XRP is holding nicely, you know? Let's have a look. I haven't even checked XRP, to be honest. Johnny's a massive XRP fan.
No, I'm not a fan of XRP.
I mean, look, it's fallen back, hasn't it? But compared to where it was back in November 24, it's a 50p. So we're still sitting at $2.28. So compared to a lot of the other projects, XRP is actually holding very, very nicely.
Still done like a 4x from last year, just over 4x.
We're only down 37%. Yeah, look at that. We're bounced off the equilibrium here. I mean, again, for XRP, if we can pass like $2.50 mark and use the equilibrium as support level and start heading up, I think XRP is going to do big things this cycle. I've never been a fan of XRP because the market cap is so high. Like if we, in terms of gains, but there again, crypto does what crypto wants. Like even here, XRP went from 24p in a very short space of time. It's like $3. Why? Like it just doesn't make sense. It's all manipulated. But the market cap for XRP is 136 billion. So how many more X's can XRP actually do? I know that only shows how much is in the coin, but how much more can be put in a coin? There's only so much money in the world, right? Let's go on to the next question. With the current bear market, do you think such reversal will be quick? Man's assuming we're in a bear market. I don't know.
Definitely not.
We're currently in a bear market, but I don't really think we are. With the current bear market, do you think such reversal will be quick? I don't know. We fell down pretty quick, so we can go up pretty quick. If you look at every single time we've been in a corrective phase, Bitcoin and the altcoins can move within like a 2 to 4 to 6 week period. So if we start reversal now, we could see all-time highs again in like January time, maybe even December time. It moves very, very quick when we get to the parabolic stage of the bull market and we have a blow off top. I feel TON is more of a stable than volatile asset, so I'm not really expecting anything special from that token. I wouldn't really call it stable. I'd call it volatile, but in the wrong direction. It just seems to be dumping TON. I think my average price of TON will maybe $3, $2.50 or $3, or maybe even $4. I can't remember. I need to check. But yeah, I wouldn't really say TON is that stable. Johnny likes TON, but I like it. I think it's going to do well in the future.
Yeah, it's definitely not a short-term play, but it's definitely not stable.
Yeah, definitely. Ethereum's a lot more stable, even though Ethereum's dumping a bit. We actually jump on the Ethereum charts. Let's have a look.
Just while JR checks out Ethereum, anyone watching, drop some questions in the comments or anything you want to say, and we'll go through them.
Again, Ethereum's looking a bit like Bitcoin chart. We've got a level of support down here. Are we going to fall down there, or wick down there, and then reverse? That's on the daily chart. If we go on to monthly chart, yeah, that's trying to say maybe 2.7. Let's go to the hourly chart. Yeah, it looks like we're potentially going to have another fallback. I think one last dump, and then I think the market's going to send. And I think that will probably be a quick one. One last shakeout.
What's your predictions for all-time highs then, Bitcoin and Ethereum, James?
Bitcoin 150 maybe. It's difficult to say. People saying 250, others saying 170, others saying it's already all-time high, maybe 150. Solana looks like on the weekly it's starting to reverse around these levels. Now, if we can get back above $159 and hold there and use the equilibrium and these support levels as support and not fall, very, very bullish on Solana. Very, very bullish. We've got some higher lows here. This one's fallen down slightly, but still a higher low. That was a wick down, so that doesn't count. We just really need to get above the equilibrium, use this as support. We could wick down to the 200 EMA and then fall back. We just don't really want to break this structure. If we start breaking this structure on a close, on either a weekly or monthly close or daily close, it's going to look bad for Solana, and then we could potentially be seeing $80 levels around here, and then we completely broken structure if it starts holding there. And the next stop is $14. I'm joking, hopefully not. We just need to obviously reverse along these levels here. Next question. If the bear market continues, what's the lowest level you realistically see XRP hitting? I'm not really an XRP person. I never really look at charts, but let's have a look. I mean, if we're in a bear market, I feel like it's going to go back to like 50p, 30p. We've got a fair value gap at 83p. I feel like these levels, this pump isn't sustainable. I don't know how it just pumped like that. It's all institutional money going in, so they need retail to dump on. So that's why I think XRP will probably hold around these levels, pump, and then use the next wave of retail as exit liquidity, and then basically rug it all the way back to fucking these levels here, like we did in the like it was previously. Next one. What do you think will be Solana all-time high after this dip? Now that's a very good question, also a very difficult question. The reality is, let's go on a Solana chart. I don't actually know. I just really want to get back to all-time high, if I'm being honest, because I'm holding a lot of Solana that I didn't actually sell. I sold some of it, but I'm still holding a lot that I didn't sell. Now, we've had multiple rejections around these levels. 263, 296 to like 262, 263 area. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've had like 4 rejections. If we do go back up to all-time high, the psychological level around there where there's been so many rejections, I feel like it's going to be very, very heavy resistance. So if we break that, we're then going to be in price discovery with a blow off top, maybe like we're at like 340 to 400. I know that's a bit of a gap. Hopefully 500. It's very difficult to say. We need to really break all-time high first and see like the momentum and strength in the market. It's very, very difficult to say. We're going to need a new wave of retail, more institutes obviously buying up Solana. It's heavily manipulated as it is. So I think, look, if we can see a $500 Solana this cycle, I'll be very happy. What's your thoughts on Solana, Johnny?
I'm bullish on Solana because, you know, it's speed, it's cheap, and obviously majority of like meme coins are built on Solana. So, you know, meme coins is the easiest way for people to get into crypto, in my opinion. And obviously there's so much noise about it. Meme coins are never going to go away. Unfortunately, you know, meme coins, you know, the Jeep mentality is there, but it's a very good way to onboard people into crypto. So I do see, you know, Solana having another run, but, you know, I have no idea where. I think, again, like you, if we get back up to, you know, previous all-time highs, that'd be very, very good.
All right, next question. What's the deal with blockchain? Is it just for Bitcoin, or does it power everyday stuff like voting or supply chains? I've done a number of videos like Hyperliquid, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum. I've also done a Solana video that should be posted tonight, if not tomorrow. It's at the top of the YouTube channel. So that's where it kind of breaks down blockchain projects and what their use cases are and stuff. So just have a look at those videos to just kind of get an understanding of what Bitcoin is, what it does, and then obviously the other blockchains. And I'm going to be doing more educational videos as well that just literally is very basic and just breaks down what the coin or token is and basically what it does and its use cases. So just have a look at the top of the YouTube channel on the project section. Is this XRP drop just market driven, or something happened fundamentally? It's just market driven. Nothing's happened fundamentally. The whole market is absolutely dumping. The problem is there's bullish news, the price drops. There's rate cuts, the price drops. The US Senate, everything opens, the price drops. Like, it's just, yeah, there's just, no matter what's happening in the markets, that's good for crypto, the price is just dropping. So this kind of tells me that we're going to come into a very parabolic run, and this is probably going to be the last shakeout before we see that. So I'm just preparing for that from my side, and I'm seeing that we're somewhere near the bottom. I feel like we could drop slightly lower, but I think we are somewhere near the bottom at this point. We can't really go too much lower, but I guess we just have to wait and see what happens. And guys, any projects that you want us to check out, just put it in the comments and I can have a quick look at each one for you. Show on coin market cap, like this. If you look last week, the last 7 days, obviously Bitcoin's gone down 10%. Ethereum down nearly 12%. Only stable one is Tevin. That's a stable coin. XRP 10%. BNB is actually holding a lot better than most of the other coins, but there again, it hasn't had a crazy pump like the other coins. That's the thing. BNB is just going very slow at the moment. Solana's down 16%, now 15.91%. Tron's holding quite well, but that hasn't had a massive pump either. Dogecoin's down 11%, Cardona's down 17%, Hyperliquid only 10%, Zed's cash is up 3%. Litecoin, I got quite a lot of Litecoin, but I did actually buy that, I think at 90, my average price is like 95p, so I'm back down to break even nearly on Litecoin. I think Litecoin's going to have a good run as well. Just waiting for that parabolic run. And I think we're a lot closer to it than people actually think. Also, another token that I think is going to go well in terms of the exchange, crypto.com. I hate the exchange. I wouldn't advise using the exchange, but would I advise buying the token? 100%. I think they're going to do very, very well. I think token Kronos is going to do exceptionally well. Market cap's in at 4.17 billion. It's one of the leading exchange tokens. They've recently done a partnership with, I think, World Liberty Finance, and they're sticking within all of the regulations. They're one of the most regulated exchanges. So anyone that goes that regulated, you know they're going to be getting some institutional inflow and money. And I think it's going to do exceptionally well, the token. You definitely see us hitting $1 this cycle. Currently sitting at 11p, so that's just under a 10x from where we are now. Previously, last cycle, we hit 81p. And that happened from like 22nd of October to, when was it? To literally a month. Took a month to do, what's that, like a 3.5x roughly. Yeah, it took like a month. So when crypto moves, it absolutely moves. It's just about positioning yourselves and buying when we are at extreme fear, which we are now. There's no better time to buy when this is saying 15 or 17 or 20. Like when we're down here in the red zone, this is when you need to be buying. You don't want to be buying up here. Like you don't buy green candles. All right, let's go through the question. You recently just mentioned Solana touched $500 a cycle, but I beg to differ because the chaos on that token is very huge. It's more of consumers than builders, which is the reason why BNB and Eve. Do you know what? I agree with you to a certain extent. What you need to understand though is they are trying to go away from just typical meme coins and actually have a full use case. Their best use case is actually payments. Now, the thing with Solana, if you look at another good thing is deflationary. So if you look at all of these meme coins that are being done on Solana, is every single time they rug, and there's probably 10,000 a day that are being rugged, that Solana basically gets locked and effectively burnt. So it's deflationary in that retrospect. I feel like a lot of people, obviously they've got the Solana ETF. A lot of people are starting to buy Solana, and a lot of people start to build on Solana as well in terms of developer side. So I feel like that will change in the near future. Before they didn't have massive use cases, it was literally a meme coin like chain. But they are starting to build a lot, and developers are starting to adopt it. So I feel like that's going to change in the near future. Do you think privacy tech becomes a core part of crypto, or does the space avoid it until it's too late? Privacy was meant to be the main part of crypto, right? But everything has got very, very centralized. The best privacy coin is Monero. I think all the exchanges have delisted it on spot, but you can still trade it on futures. Monero is, oh shit, nearly all-time high, I think. Yeah, nearly all-time high. I was sitting at $401. All-time high was $517. Monero is going exceptionally well. I think Monero will always be around. This is like a full privacy coin. Obviously, the exchanges have delisted it because of regulations and stuff. But you can still buy it on swaps and bits. But yeah, I feel like crypto needs privacy because it is getting too centralized. But then, how do you do that when the governments are trying to take control out, like on the thing? Do you think Solana and Bitcoin will keep new all-time high record in 2026? I think they're going to hit new all-time high in 2026. Maybe even late 2025. Who knows? But it's I'm not going to be one of these people that says on this date Bitcoin is going to go here or on that date, because I usually get my predictions right, but not with a date, within a couple of months or couple of week periods. So I know a lot of the other KOLs, they basically say, yeah, this month is going to do this or that, and they're always wrong. So I feel like it is going to hit new all-time highs back end of this year or early next year, but I'm not exactly sure when. I feel like the 4-year cycle is extended massively, and we're probably looking at Q1, maybe even Q2 next year. But let's see. Johnny, no news on base. You guys really deliver it deep on it. You guys didn't really deliver it deep on it. On base. What do you mean, base chain?
I think maybe that's what he wants us to talk about.
Just clarify the question, put it in a thing, and then we'll talk about. Where do you guys see the crypto market next 6 to 12 months? All-time high over the next 6 months. We're in November, maybe within the next 4 months, roughly 4 to 6 months. All-time high for Bitcoin, Solana, major altcoins. I don't think everything's going to run though, because the difference from this cycle to last cycle is the liquidity is spread very, very thin. So there can't be obviously everything can't pump. Like obviously we'll have different things pump at different times, but the liquidity can't be like last cycle where we saw absolutely everything go parabolic, because there's too many tokens, there's too many coins. Like who's going to invest in absolutely everything? Like we definitely see different narratives run, and obviously money rotate, but it can only rotate so much until we fall into bear market. All right, guys, I think we'll do like one more question. If anyone's got another question, and then we'll call it a day, and then we'll do another live stream at some point this week.
Any more questions, guys?
And anyone that wants to learn about like top projects, I'm doing videos on the YouTube. It's at the top of the YouTube, and it basically just breaks down. If you're like complete beginner, it just breaks down like Bitcoin, Hyperliquid. I've done a video on XRP, Ethereum. Going to be doing some more of these videos as well. If you're just like new to crypto, you want to obviously learn what the main projects are and why they're there, and you want to start doing research. I've just done a very like beginner friendly video on those ones. I've done a Solana one today, which I'm going to be posting shortly. Also, I'll put the Weex link. Weex is the exchange that I use. I put the link in the video description. If you want to use them, you want to trade on the platform, you can get up to $400 deposit bonus just by signing up using the below link. So that is the only exchange I'm using at the moment. Super bullish on the exchange, super bullish on their token. They're doing all of the right things, and I think they're going to be one of the leading exchanges. And it's like getting into Bybit early in terms of or Binance or BitGet and stuff like that early. Even though I'm not a fan of BitGet, they've done quite well from where they were. I can see them definitely going down now, but in terms of their token, it's smashing it. So check out the Weex token, check out the Weex Exchange, and the link is below in the description of the video. All right, last question. Do you think we're in a crypto bull market, bear market, or consolidation phase right now? I think we're in a corrective phase of a bull market, and we're about to send. When we're about to send, I don't know. I'd say within the next 4 to 6 months at a guesstimate. But I'd say, in my opinion, we're in a corrective phase of a bull market. when everyone's starting to scream fear and everyone's starting to say we're in a bear market, that's when we're going to go parabolic, and that's starting to happen. That's happening at the moment. So, yeah, I can see us having a nice reversal shortly, and yeah, going back to all-time, well, going up to all-time highs. Cool. Thanks everyone, obviously, for joining the live stream. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you want a crypto exchange, sign up to Weex. They're in the video description. And yeah, we'll see you in the next live stream. We'll be doing like a couple of live streams a week, just on kind of like market updates, talking about the market, any news, anything relevant, basically. We'll be doing that. So yeah, cool. See you guys soon.
See you later, guys.